I've been working on the battery system lately, and I think I've got a good system set up for having plenty of electricity. And here's the various components of it. Up here on the roof of the RV is where my solar panels will eventually go. According to the measurements, I can have a maximum of 300 watts. And as you can see over there, there's a little gray box with 6 connectors on them. That's going to hold up to 3 100-watt solar panels. And up here above the refrigerator is where I put the solar charge controller. Ran all the wires 10 gauge up to this thing. It can handle up to 30 amps, I believe. And I ran the cables down underneath the RV and back up into my new battery box. Got the cover off the top, and I don't have the door installed yet, but it'll work. Cables come down here through the floor and then up to this switch here. It's probably too heavy of a switch, but it'll work. This disables my solar panel from the batteries. And below that is my battery switch. I can turn the batteries off. I can turn just the front batteries on, which I currently have, or I can combine the front battery and the back battery, or I can just use the back battery. The wires are split here. One comes from the front battery, the other wire goes to the electrical panel, and the battery on top goes to my back batteries in the battery box. And back here by the front back door, actually, is where my battery box went, underneath the bench seating. Have myself a little tray, pulls out, where I can easily get access to the batteries, change them if needed. I still have to get the batteries. They're going to have 2 12-volt batteries hooked in parallel. Another interesting thing, if I can get the camera to look at this, there's a fan, standard 12-volt computer fan. Got wiring, goes back here up to this little device. It's a thermal switch. At about 95 degrees, this will make contact, and that little fan will power on, blowing air in to the battery compartment and out the exhaust vent for the battery box. That way it keeps all the gases at a reasonable temperature. This is where the battery vents are. There was no room to install a door, so I had to make a different decision on where to put the batteries. Well, that's my system. Hopefully I'll have the batteries and the solar panels soon.